In this video, we are looking at planes, and in particular, the vector equation of a plane. Okay, so a plane is just a flat 2D surface embedded in 3D space. So the table in front of you, the surface of that is a plane. The wall in your room, as long as it's flat, is a plane. So there are different ways to describe the equation of a plane, and we're going to look at the vector equation of a plane, sometimes called the parametric form of the plane. So here's how it works. Imagine you have a plane. Now, often we will draw a sketch like this. Imagine that's like a sheet of paper. And planes they stretch to infinity in all directions. So that is just to sort of represent a chunk of your plane. So the vector equation of a plane applies a very similar logic to the vector equation of a line. So that is, it gives you a point to go to, and that point needs to be somewhere on the plane. So for example, here. And then instead of with a line where you say go to that point and do any amount you like in one particular direction, here we say go to that point and then do any amount you like in, say, that direction, and then any amount you like in some other direction. And as long as these two vectors are not parallel to each other, that allows you to get anywhere on this surface. Even over here, you could just use negative amounts of each of them. So as long as these two vectors aren't parallel, you can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you can shuffle about anywhere you want along that plane. So the format is r equals, and there'll be some point r naught, any point on the plane, and then it's plus any amount of this vector, and let's call that vector v1, so like lambda amounts of v1, and then any amount of some other vector that sits on that plane, v2. And so it would be mu v2. So your two parameters are lambda and mu, and it's basically just a position vector and two direction vectors. So let's just explore a simple question relating to this. So here you've got 3 points, A, B, and C in three-dimensional space. Find the vector equation of the plane that contains A, B, and C. So the picture here is, here's our plane. And then our position, well, it could be A, B, or C. Let's just call it A. And then we've got a point B over here and a point C over here. So two natural contenders for vectors sitting on the plane to use as direction vectors are the vector AB and the vector AC. So all we actually need is the vector AB, which is the position of B minus A. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1, minus 2 minus 2 is minus 4, and 1 minus minus 1 is 2. And then we'll also need AC. So A to C is the position of C minus the position of A. So 0 minus 4, 4 minus 2, and 1 minus minus 1. Okay, and so that means the vector equation of the plane is r equals any point on the plane, so let's go with A, so 4, 2, minus 1, plus any amount of AB, minus 1, minus 4, 2, plus any other amount of AC, which is minus 4, 2, 2. So that's it. Now you could neaten this up. So for example, you'll notice that this direction vector is all divisible by 2. So since the convention is to have the direction vectors written in their simplest form, because we can have any multiple of them, I might just divide through by 2 and have a direction vector of minus 2, 1, 1. Okay, so there's the vector equation of the plane. So how about this? Hence find the Cartesian equation of the plane. So a Cartesian equation is in x's, y's, and z's. So how do we convert something in this form into something in terms of x's, y's, and z's? Well, you just kind of hack through the algebra. Here's what I mean. The x value of any point on this plane is 4 minus lambda minus 2 mu. 4 minus lambda minus 2 mu. And the y coordinate of any point is the middle row, so 2 minus 4 lambda plus mu, and the z coordinate is just the bottom row, so -1 plus 2 lambda plus mu. And all we need to do is just eliminate lambda and mu from this. We can do it one step at a time. So for instance, it looks fairly easy, I think, to eliminate mu by just subtracting these two lines. So subtracting these two, I get y minus z is, well, 2 minus -1 is 3, minus 4 lambda minus 2 lambda is minus 6 lambda, and the mu's cancel. Okay, next I can eliminate mu from the top two, and to do that I might double this y line. So if I have x equals 4 minus lambda minus 2 mu, and to make the mu's match up here, I'll double this one, so 2y equals 4 minus 8 lambda plus 2 mu, and I'll just add these two lines together. So x plus 2y is 4 plus 4 is 8. These two added is minus 9 lambda, and the mu's have gone. And now all I need to do is eliminate the lambdas. So to do that, I think I'm going to be multiplying, well, I'm aiming for 18 lambda on both of these. So I'll multiply this line by 3 to get 3y minus 3z equals 9 minus 18 lambda. And then for this one, I'll multiply this one by 2. So I'll get 2x plus 4y equals 16 minus 18 lambda. Now that the lambdas match, I can subtract these from each other. Let's do this bottom line minus the one above, seems to give slightly nicer numbers. So 2x minus no x's is 2x. 4y minus 3y is 1y. No z's minus minus 3z's is plus 3z. 16 minus 9 is 7, and these cancel. And there is the Cartesian equation of the plane. So that's how we can convert from a vector equation to a Cartesian. It's not a particularly common question, but a good thing to be able to do. Okay, so I hope that's a useful introduction to the vector equation of the plane. In the next video, we'll explore alternative representations of a plane. So see you there.